lack of trust in the fund manager or team. Sometimes they don't trust you, they don't know you. It's okay, how do you build trust? What builds trust? How do you think about it? Okay. Oh, we're done with that, let's continue. Okay, let's just, how do you build trust? I'll tell you the formula for trust. Right? Time. Time to know the person. You get to know somebody for a while, the time, even people introduce each other and say, I've known him for 10 years. I've known her for 14 years. Right? The time, because the time tells you the gap between what they say, think, and do. Like I was giving the example, somebody says, I'm going to meet you at 10 o'clock tomorrow. You show up at 10, the guy shows up at 11:30. Now you know the time you're spending with them, you just met them yesterday, and now you have experienced the guy has no sense of what they say versus what they do. Time is very important. Next thing is relationship. Relationship defines the rules, the roles, right? And the dynamics. Becomes a shortcut. Give you an example. I was traveling, I connected to Mexico City, this is many years ago. So I called this person, I said, I'm in Mexico City, I missed the connecting flight, I'm gonna have to sleep here before tomorrow morning I'll take a flight. The person said, I am from Mexico. What are you doing by yourself in Mexico City? What time is it? 11:30 at night? I said, yeah. Well, be careful because they can kidnap you. So I said, oh my God. Sure enough, I hang up the phone, this guy comes to me, the airport is almost empty. The guy comes to me and says, would you like a taxi? Perfect thing, I get suspicious. Who is this woman? No sir, thank you. The other person comes in. What's going on? You see that? I don't have time to know anybody. What kind of, I have no relationship with anybody here. I think I'm gonna be kidnapped. I'm thinking, how much cash do I have? What can I do with this and that? Right? All this is going through my head. And I come out and I see a little Volkswagen, green and white. These are perfect taxis, has taxi on top. There's no second seat there because they give you space to sit in the back and the gentleman goes like this. Immediate legitimacy. The rules of the games are clear. The role is he's a driver. The dynamic is clear. He's going to drive you to a hotel. And even though there was no time to know him, legit. It's legit. I came in and I get to the hotel and I slept well at night. Right? If a police officer walks in right now and says, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, I want you to stand up and walk over. There is a guy over here with a gun and we need to. Now, we just met the guy, but he's wearing police officer thing. He looks like he wants to protect us. There'll be a shortcut. Authority. You're coming in to present yourself. You're doing these, talk about your deeds. You have experience, talk about your experience. That's how you build trust. You don't build trust by telling somebody you have a nice tie. All right? Understanding. If you don't understand or they don't understand you, they're not going to trust to give you the money. It's very important. How do you build understanding with someone? What creates understanding between two people? One of the most important things is agreement on reality. You see my point? Agreement on reality is the top part that creates a good communication cycle. Because you have to communicate for people to understand you, right? You send a message, they understand it, they come back. So if I say, the market is different today, and the person says, you're right, we have to be very careful. Now we have an agreement. If I say, this is the bottle of water, and you say, yes, it's the bottle of water, but he says, no, this is orange juice. Okay, how can we trust each other? We don't have understanding. No, this is water. No, this is orange juice. Are you with me on this? Basic agreement on reality. What does it create when you have agreement on reality? It creates better communication. And the person can send a message, it is received, understood, and there is a reply, there is an acknowledgement. Are you thirsty? Yes, I'm thirsty. Would you like some water? Yes. Water is good. Yes, I agree. Now we have some agreement, we have communication, and what's happening is we're understanding each other. Are you with me on this?
Yes.
So some people don't acknowledge. Like, have you ever talked to somebody and they don't say yeah or anything like that? I'll give you an example. A guy standing in the basement, he asks his wife upstairs, hey, what time is it? She says, it's 2 o'clock. Now he's thinking, 2 o'clock, I gotta go take a shower, stop what I'm doing, get dressed, and go pick up the, and she's like, it's 2 o'clock. okay, oh my gosh, at 2 o'clock, I wonder if I can. She said, it's 2 o'clock! And he goes, I know, I heard you. Why did this break in affinity? Why is the break in affinity? Because he didn't acknowledge. Acknowledge. Okay, thank you. You're with me? You see, even very big interviewers, they interview somebody, and then the person says that it's the most profound thing, and the person asks another question. They need to acknowledge them. I'll never forget this Barbara Walters, supposedly a great interviewer. Basic communication skills didn't have. She asked this person whose husband went to jail. He was a billionaire, did something illegal, unethical, went to jail. So she said to her, what happened? I know your husband was the 3rd on the Forbes richest people in the world. She goes, I can't believe it. He told me, I am the 3rd. I'm not gonna let you down. We're gonna be the 1st. And I told him, I don't need any more money. I just want to spend time with you. And Barbara Walters says, and how did it, at least tell her, God, that must have been terrible. Acknowledge, validate the emotion. Even a kid at the airport, this kid is running with a balloon. Right? It was very funny. It was really cute, running with and then the balloon popped. And the kid started to cry. The father was sitting, reading something, and the kid is so cute. So the father is laughing, a bit embarrassed. and I see the kid is now throwing a major fit. And I said to the guy, validate his emotions, just agree with him, he's upset. Because the father kept saying, I'll get you another one. In a minute, I'll get you another one. No. First validate the emotion, then go get him another one. The minute the father looks at me and then, in fact, I would like, he's going to tell me it's none of your business. He looked at me, had that facial expression like, you don't tell me. And then he looked, he said, I know, it feels bad. I'm so sorry this happened. Let's see if they have a red one. Let's go see if they have another one. Let's go get another one. The minute he told his son, I know, I understand, he totally calmed down. Okay, let's go. Okay, son, walk to it. So, even with the person you're communicating with, they tell you something, validate the emotion, validate the point. I'm just so scared of the market. Completely understand, it is a scary market. And it's scary because now you're giving them a reason to validate what they're saying, but the way we're doing it is we're diversified by this, and we're paying these flat fees because this is what I'm comfortable with paying. And we're making, I showed you some deals, we're doing 20% annualized, but not in every deal. Some deals vary, and sometimes we get delayed. So we're able to pay this comfortably, and that's why we have done the structure this way. And we have partnerships, and we're doing this. This person is saying, well, this is the person. I don't have that background. And then don't complicate it too much. When a doctor, you're pitching a doctor, don't start telling them, we're going to take these units, we're going to break the walls, we're going to take these rooms in a hotel, we're going to make them suites, they're going to convert another floor for office space downstairs, it's going to be all dental. The person is like, I can't do that, that's too much. I'm not going to invest. Be simple. So that's how you create understanding, is you agree on the reality. If you don't have agreement on the reality, you have a break in affinity. And when you break, what's affinity? Affinity is two people that like each other and they tolerate each other's distance. The fiancé that hold their hands walking together, they're holding each other so close, right? One time in a dealership with my wife, and we're sitting, I didn't want to buy an SUV, right? I wanted to convince her, let's buy best Mercedes-Benz, but no SUVs, I don't like SUVs. But she wanted an SUV. So I said, I'm gonna see if I can change her reality. We go in, we're sitting down, sure enough, the dealer comes, he says, we have this SUV, it does this. And I said, you really don't want an SUV, right? She goes, okay, that's it, let's go. See, when you break affinity, the person immediately wants to do what? Distance. They want distance. They want to leave, right? So I came back, I said, no, I was just making sure, let's go back and take a look. So, screw the Lexus, I'll pay whatever, more important to get home. I came back, and then when we drove it, it was a done deal, right? It's the Lexus, how can you go wrong with SUV Lexus? We ended up buying it. But the thing is, you have the agreement, you're able to communicate more, and then you like each other, and the trust is built because there's understanding. The next thing is safety. If people don't feel safe with you, there is no way they're going to be building trust with you. And the safety factor is built from your demeanor, your behavior, your past stories, and being fully disclosing everything you've done. And then the final one is the tone of emotion. Okay? A person presenting enthusiastically, an enthusiastic person who is open and excited and interested is completely different than somebody who is just reserved and is quiet and is presenting, well, I don't know, sometimes we make money, sometimes we make money, I have to be careful because I don't know, you want to give me 100,000 now, can we wait till tomorrow because, or the person who is sad, or the person who is mad, right? So you have to understand, you can almost predict somebody's behavior from their tone of emotion.